There was a time in my life when I honestly believed that I was falling behind. Not in a dramatic way, not because everything was falling apart, but in a quiet, steady way that no one else seemed to notice. I was still waking up every morning, still showing up, still doing what I was supposed to do. But inside, there was this constant feeling that I was late to my own life. It felt like everyone else had already started moving forward, while I was standing still, pretending not to panic. And the worst part was this: I didn't even know what exactly I was chasing anymore.
I used to believe that effort always showed results, that if you worked hard enough, something would eventually change. So I kept going. I stayed busy. I filled my days with tasks, plans, and goals. I told myself that staying tired meant I was doing something right, but nothing felt different. Days started blending into each other. Weeks passed without any clear sign that I was moving forward. I wasn't failing loudly. I wasn't succeeding either. I was just stuck in the middle. And somehow, that felt even heavier, because when you fail clearly, people understand. But when you're just quietly stagnant, no one really sees it, including yourself.
At night, I scrolled through my phone. I saw people celebrating milestones, new jobs, new beginnings, new versions of themselves. Everyone seemed to be arriving somewhere. And even though I knew that social media only shows fragments, my mind didn't care. It kept asking the same question: what's wrong with you? Why does it look easier for them? Why do they seem so certain? Why does your path feel so unclear? I started measuring my life against timelines that weren't mine, and every comparison made my own journey feel smaller, slower, less meaningful.
I didn't collapse. I didn't burn out in an obvious way. I just got tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, but the kind that settles into your body and makes even small decisions feel heavy. I became quieter, less enthusiastic. I stopped expecting good things, not because I was pessimistic, but because it hurt less that way. And still, I kept telling myself to push through, because that's what we're taught, isn't it? Keep going, don't stop, don't fall behind.
Nothing dramatic changed me. No big realization. No inspirational speech. No sudden breakthrough. Just one evening, sitting alone, doing absolutely nothing. No music. No distractions. And for the first time in a long while, I didn't try to motivate myself. I didn't tell myself to be grateful. I didn't tell myself to be strong. I just noticed how tired I was. And instead of criticizing that tiredness, I let it exist. That was it. That was the moment. I realized something that night. I wasn't broken. I wasn't incapable. I wasn't failing at life. I was just exhausted from carrying expectations that were never truly mine. Expectations about speed, about success, about how quickly things should make sense. I had confused tiredness with personal failure, and that misunderstanding had been quietly hurting me for years.
Here's something we don't hear often. Not everyone who works hard gets visible results quickly, and that doesn't mean their effort is meaningless. Life doesn't reward consistency on a predictable schedule. Some progress happens underground, invisible, unmeasurable, and sometimes The most important growth looks like standing still, like resting, like reevaluating, like simply not quitting.
I stopped asking myself how to become better. Instead, I asked a different question. How can I stop abandoning myself when things get slow? That shift changed everything. I didn't suddenly feel motivated. I didn't feel inspired, but I felt calmer. And calm, I learned, is far more sustainable than constant motivation.
There is nothing wrong with an ordinary life. Nothing shameful about not standing out. Nothing tragic about moving at your own pace. We don't all need to arrive at the same destination. Some of us are still learning what direction feels honest, and that process takes time. Strength doesn't always look like persistence. Sometimes it looks like pausing, like admitting confusion, like changing direction quietly, like staying gentle with yourself when nothing makes sense yet. That kind of strength doesn't get applause, but it keeps you alive.
If you're listening to this and feeling behind, if you're tired of trying to catch up, if your life doesn't look impressive, but you're still here, then hear this. You are not late. You are not failing. You are not weak. You are simply moving through a part of life that doesn't rush, and that's allowed. I won't promise you that everything will work out. I won't tell you that success is guaranteed. But I can say this: you don't have to punish yourself for being human. You don't have to earn rest by suffering first, and you don't have to become someone else to deserve peace. If today you're only surviving, that's enough. If you're moving slowly, that's still movement. And if all you can do right now is listen and breathe, that's already something.